Hey guys, hope y'all are doing good. So I know last week Miss Ruth Ann read you all from Acts 27 about this Paul and shipwreck, and today we're going to be picking up where she left off, and we're going to be talking about what happened to Paul after his boat was wrecked in the big storm. So when the people got to this island, they did not know what they were going to find, but there were people who lived on the island, and they met them there on the shore. The people on the island were kind to them, and they made a fire so they can get warm, and so they could be dry after being in the water on the storm. You know, they were very cold and wet, and they needed to rest and to get dry. So Paul wanted to help, so he began getting sticks to put on this fire. And then when he grabbed this pile of sticks, this viper, which is a very deadly snake, so a viper came out of the sticks and he grabbed onto Paul's hand. Well, normally a bite from this kind of snake, a viper, would make you die very quickly. It's very bad for you. So the native people who lived on the island all watched, and they were, I'm sure, scared, and they were just waiting on Paul to get sick. They watched carefully to see what would happen to him. But rather than being killed by this snake bite, he just shook the snake off onto the fire, and he didn't have any illness. He wasn't sick, nothing from this poisonous bite. The people were so amazed. There was a man on the island who was considered to be the most important man that lived on the island. His father was very sick, and he asked Paul to see him. So Paul went to his father, and he laid hands on him, and the man's father was healed. Well, when the native people on the island found out about this, all the sick people came to Paul, and he healed all of them. Paul and the men from the boat stayed on the island for 3 months, and then they left to continue their journey to Rome. When they left, the natives of the island gave them everything that they would need for the rest of their journey. I know personally many people who have been sick, and they've had hands laid on them or held them in my arms and prayed for them, but we can't heal them ourselves. I don't have that kind of power, and neither do you, but only God has the power to heal a person from sickness. So when Paul healed these sick people on the island, he can't heal them on his own. Just as God allowed Paul not to be hurt when the deadly snake bit him, God had the power to heal the sick people that Paul laid his hands on. God is gracious and he is loving, and he chose to use Paul as a man who taught others about this loving God. Paul trusted God no matter what. He went through many hard times, and he was put into prison. He was on a boat that was torn completely apart in the sea. And now he's been bitten by a deadly snake. God protected him in every one of these situations. And Paul was faithful to teach others about God's love, no matter what it cost him. That is our story from today. You can find that in Acts chapter 28. And I know that there's a craft here. I think you all have everything that you need to make this craft. So I'm going to show you the finished product here. Let's start here. Give your snake in the fire. So you can see that pretty well. And with this, you can color it any way you'd like. You can cut it out and glue it onto your paper. And then here we have this Bible verse, and it is from Acts 28, verse 3. And it says, "And when Paul had gathered a bundle of sticks and laid them on the fire, there came a viper out of the heat and fastened on his hand." So you can look at this and remember, God keeps his promises. He keeps us safe, just as he did with Paul. This other snake is actually a door hanger. So it's really cool. You can hang it on your door. You can color it again any way you want to, and it has a Bible verse that you can memorize. It says, Paul shook the snake off into the fire, and suffered no ill effects, from Acts 28:5. All right, so that's our craft for today. You can make this anytime you want. You don't have to do it right now. You can do it later, and you can color it however you'd like, and it can just help you remember God's promises and help you remember the story of God being faithful. All right, so thank y'all, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Bye.